Hello everyone and welcome to today's presentation. As a welding and CNC plasma cutting table company, we are constantly looking towards the future to find ways to integrate our products into a world where manufacturing industries are becoming increasingly more automated. In this presentation, I will be discussing 5 goals for our 5-year plan. We currently have more than 10,000 employees worldwide, and with annual revenues of approximately $2.6 billion, it's important that we stay competitive as a publicly traded company. 5 sustainable development goals that I think could increase our public presence and industry success include gender equality, industry, innovation, and infrastructure, decent work and economic growth, responsible consumption and production, and partnerships with other organizations. Gender equality in our company is rampant, with women only making up 2 of our 10 board of directors slots. With 15 executive officers, we again only have 2 women on that list. By embracing and recruiting qualified women to our company, we are going to be opened up to new ideas and new growth opportunities. We can offer incentives and increase marketing to women to enroll in our welding classes and other technical schools. And successful female welders tend to garner bigger social media followings than their male counterparts. If they're learning in our classrooms on our machines, we are not only providing them with the tools to create a living for themselves and their families, but we also create positive company relations as they tell others about the success welding has provided them with economically. By working to improve and further our industry through innovation and infrastructure, we set ourselves up for long-term success. According to the United Nations, 80% of homes in developed countries have internet, but only 7% of underdeveloped countries do. This means that learning about new opportunities, monitoring finances, and staying informed is more challenging in these countries. By donating to organizations that focus on improving infrastructure in these developing countries that we get our materials from, we help those communities work towards a more sustainable future. Our donations to communities we utilize for materials means that they can monitor their health, communicate with other suppliers that we work with, and stay in better touch with our company, improving our workflow. When they have access to the internet, that means that it's easier for us to get in touch with them via email instead of calling and waiting for them to get back from the fields, the mines, or their businesses to contact us. A big part of creating a sustainable business that focuses on a sustainable future is creating decent work and pushing for economic growth. The UN says that there should be at least a 7% economic growth in underdeveloped countries, some of which limit opportunities for women and the disabled. With our focus on the United States as a company based out of Ohio, we can work to create more positions for women, low-income members of the workforce, and the disabled by offering discounted courses at our welding schools for low-income members. As a company, we should work on embracing the diversity that the UN works so hard to create, and focus on finding ways to build adaptive technologies that allow people with disabilities to participate in our trade programs and job opportunities. If we can build technology that allows a person with a disability to produce high-quality welding, we will benefit because of the increased workforce size. The increased competition for jobs will lead to better pay and more competent employees industry-wide. Our company is using more water and steel than ever before, and as such, should be acutely focused on the sustainability of our planet. While we work hard to avoid printing excess paper, that's simply not enough anymore. The organization called One says that humans produce more than 3 million tons of waste per day, and at our company, we are not immune. We should focus on finding better packing methods for our CNC cutting tables, as the wood boxes we ship them in often go to waste. While we focus on plasma cutting, which is sustainable, creating a more aggressive in-house energy-friendly system, and working to switch our company to renewable energies would not only make us look great in the public eye, but would help us to create a future where our company can be sustained well beyond our lifetimes. Whenever possible, we should work to build products that are made from sustainable materials so that we do not have to rework and remake the technology down the road when those materials run out. In our warehouses and offices, we can work harder to turn off computers, electricity, and extra energy sources when they aren't being used. At the end of the workday, we can incentivize people to turn off their computers. Basic moves like this will make a huge difference down the road when all 10,000 employees are on board. While we have created an ambitious and aggressive set of goals, we can't fulfill them on our own. By partnering with other welding companies, we can help push the welding industry into some of the most forward thinking times our industry has ever and potentially will ever see. Using organizations such as Go Welding to connect with trade schools worldwide, we can work to create a community of trade schools that focuses more heavily on engaging with and training women, low income students, and the disabled. If we produce the technology and are able to provide trade and vocational schools with the power to succeed, we have the ability to create change on a massive scale. Outside of entry level welders, working with major unions such as the Pipe Fitters Union can help us connect with and train the older generation that tends to have the upper management, ownership, and decision making roles in a company. Together, we can make welding a sustainable industry for all stakeholders and employees. Overall, by focusing on the 5 sustainable goals discussed in this presentation, we can work to create a company and industry of welders that innovate, train, and produce responsibly sourced materials and employees. Hiring more women, innovating infrastructure in low income countries where we buy materials, providing decent work and pushing for economic growth, and partnering with other organizations and companies to fulfill our plan will help us ultimately become the leader in sustainable welding innovation.